Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
On
be.
pub more.
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Luan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let them live.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This
Dude, those graphics.
Episode 200. Call mama, tell her we made it. 200. Been doing this for 4 years, boys. It doesn't feel like it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Man,
it's been great.
round of applause to you, man.
Round of applause to all of us. It took all of the team. From you in heaven, Tim, looking down on us, giving us your blessing.
I got you, fam.
Yeah, so surprise here. Tim's back for a little hockey talk and maybe a little Jared Goff talk. Devontae Keith in the building, as always, and the preacher man Fitzsimmons. This is a crew. Devin's on baby watch. So we try to get the old crew back. But he's on baby watch any day, any second now. I think today was the due date. So fingers crossed for a big old healthy baby boy slate. But yeah, let's just dive into it. I don't have any trivia. Well, I guess trivia, since it's episode 200. Favorite pub moment or guest, maybe even least favorite, because beer mile is definitely up there, Fitz. But
Ooh, that was rough. Forgot about that.
I don't know how you forgot about that.
I blacked that out of my memory.
Yeah, we fucked you, man. More specifically, me. But
What happened?
I
No,
did a beer mile. I can't remember why. It was like NBA picks, I think.
it was NBA playoffs, and it was for our first pick'ems. Winner gets the trophy. Loser had a punishment.
Oh,
And we're like, let's do the beer mile. Like it's a great event. And and so we decided that all the winners would get to pick the beer for each lap for Fitz, and then he'd get to pick his fourth one. And I picked like Bed of Nails. I think Tim or somebody picked like a strawberry, like fruit beer.
We start with a Smirnoff.
Smirnoff, yeah. A Corona, I think,
ice.
was in there. Oh, it was rough.
did anybody give him a Guinness?
No, the Bed of Nails was like a porter. Like that was tough enough for him. Yeah.
I just
thing-
remember I set the bar real high. I was like, I'm gonna run a 7-minute mile.
Yeah.
The dude was talking his
Real.
shit.
Yeah,
He stood on
you
business
were-
until business came.
Gosh, he was just
Well, I didn't
laying it
know.
on.
I didn't know the whole science of the beer mile, where your blood cells expand, and so it's literally like your body working against you. Like your heart you get all this heart pain because you're not
Heart-
flowing as much
Oh.
blood as you need to.
Oh God!
Like I thought it was just gonna like
a beer mile. What the?
seriously. I mean like the science behind it. Nope.
If you're watching us on YouTube right now, don't pause this. Keep watching. But afterwards, go back and look at the fail mile. It's one of our first videos we did. And it explains everything. What
Man, and
really
I
happened
ran
to Fitz.
I ran like a 5:40 mile like a few days before. I was like, oh, I'm gonna freaking cruise.
What did it end up being?
Oh, he didn't finish.
I didn't finish.
Oh,
He
God.
failed.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
It's
I
the biggest blunder.
I started Ralph Lauren on the second lap.
Yeah. But dude, he was talking shit to like his cross country boys. He's like, "Yo, I'm about to smoke this. This is light work." Yeah,
I didn't know the science
he
behind it.
got fucked. Tim being like the science background, he's like, I don't think you're ready for this. And
But it's interesting. Like I know, like whenever I was drunk, it made walking seem easier. I did say walking though, so
Yeah. Well, you're not pumping as much blood.
yeah.
yeah, there's a
think
lot
that's
of
the whole
cool
thing.
nights in Boone that did not fill them, and I was able to walk pretty quick to that apartment.
Yeah.
But
I got
yeah,
I think one of my favorite moments is having Pac-Man Jones on the podcast. Oh wait, that never happened. Oh,
episode 200 is going to be shit on Fitz here.
Oh man, I fumbled the bag.
It's all right.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, he was signed up to be our first guest. Like he was like, "Yep, I'm in. I'll do it." and then he like ghosted me. And Fitz like, hey, I'm gonna reach out to him. Don't start a beef with Pac-Man. I'm like, no, fuck Pac-Man. He ghosted me. I don't care. We'll drop Popeyes. We'll throw hands. I don't care. And Fitz goes, nope, I got this. But then he never sent any email.
I will say, to my credit, I started to write the email. I was like, I addressed it. I was like, dear Mr. Jones. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. I was like, what am I doing?
So for 4 years we've had beef with Pac-Man. It's been secret.
Shit, man. He could have read it. He had a podcast of his own at that point, I believe.
Yeah.
Or he was on a podcast. Something. I think he was just on it. I don't think it was his at that point.
Man, he had a cannabis business too. He's done a lot of shit.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite memories was us just in the early days, just starting it up, just middle of the pandemic, and just like there wasn't any sports on. Yeah, and we were just trying to find something to talk about. And I just remember those days, just the early days of getting it started. And it was fun. It was just like, I was like, oh, I got the podcast tonight. And it just like, it's exciting just because there really wasn't much else going on. Yeah. So it was just something different.
Tim brought up slap boxing. That was his first topic. He brought
to the
table. Yeah.
We had Danny Mendez on early.
Yeah.
Our footy expert. And then we transitioned to Matt Whitehorn. But
I think I like, so two guests stick out to me the most. One was Asher Roth.
Yeah, dude.
That was just a vibe. Like he was just eating
that man
dinner.
Was high as shit.
Yeah, he was on Pluto. But I mean, it was just so cool just chopping it up with Asher Roth. You said he was a guest, and I was like, there's
no way.
There's so many questions I had, and he's just like one of the guys.
Man, I fuck with the spiders.
Yeah, I fuck with them spiders. Dude, he did a whole like bracketology for us. It was dope as shit.
Yeah, that's one of the best episodes.
Yeah, we gotta get him back on.
Joey Chestnut. That's my other favorite one. I mean, it's always a surreal moment. Like every time I see him on TV, to be like, I talked with that guy. Mm-hmm. It was online, but him and I had words, and they were good.
Yeah, it was a good interview too. He was real chill.
Yeah,
those are good.
Who was the coach that y'all brought on?
Coach.
Oh, we had Brad Johnson.
Super Bowl winner quarterback.
That was cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. That was pretty cool to me because it was one of those Asher Roth moments where I'm like, is this for real? And then like he started talking and I was like, oh wow, that's him for real. So I think, yeah, man, that's pretty big. Super Bowl winning quarterback. People forget about him, man. The youth don't know.
They don't.
They don't know how good Brad Johnson was.
He was a sleeper, dude. He got his own touchdown pass one time. That was dope.
Right. Like, come on. They're not doing it like him no more.
He's a legend.
I just remember him name dropping, like looking at his career and who he crossed paths with. It was just crazy. Like it was just it was like Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was throwing passes to Randy Moss. Oh, I had Warren Sapp lined up against me in practice. I had John Randall lined up against me in practice. I mean, it was just like his career. He's one of those guys that was in the league for so long, but just the names that he was with, it was just like, man, this is crazy.
It was dope. I for me, my favorite memories is just vibing with the boys. Like that's where we started. We're just chilling with the guys, and then like we lose Devin and Tim because life gets in the way, and Devontae like without hesitation is like, hey, I'm hopping on. Like, yeah, let's do this thing. And we haven't lost a beat. Like he's been great, man. And I think just that hour and a half of like I get to vibe with the boys. I get to talk some shit. Like this is awesome. I love it. I get to be
sports.
Yeah, about sports. I get to fucking hold up jerseys and just fucking jump in my chair. And it's good to be a kid for an hour and a half. I love it, dude. Yeah. Guest wise, dude, I've loved our college athletes. I think it's cool to give them a platform. I think it's been cool to see where their head's at. Tyreek Funderburk. He's looking good day one of rookie camp. Funderburger. We'll edit that out. Whatever. Any other memories real quick come to mind before we move on to a little playoff talk here?
Just real quick, it was kind of funny. We had Isaiah Likely on here, and I remember we were watching a Ravens game, Carol and I was like, that he caught a touchdown, and I was like, oh, we had him on the podcast, and she was like, that guy, that player on the TV, and I was like, yeah, he was on the podcast, and it was just another surreal moment of like, yeah, we interviewed that guy who just caught a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think it's a playoff game.
Yeah,
I think he scored in a playoff game, and it was
super
like,
cool.
it was like, are you kidding me? It's like,
Yeah.
I think the pub might be good luck because Isaiah Likely, when he came in, he kind of hit the ground running. Granted, he was on a good team, but he still hit the ground running.
Yeah, he did.
So, like, we got Funderburk. He's doing well on in OTAs and stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see like how he's gonna shake up the NFC South.
I hope
My
so.
other random fact is those stickers that you guys had out with the Pub Sports. I still got mine on my iPad right here. So it's right there at the corner. I be looking at it like, man, nobody else. They don't know about the stickers. They don't know about the OG gear. They don't know about
OG. Oh, we got bottle openers still. I've got extra shirts and shit I got to send out. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
So many bottle openers.
Yeah, not wild about our March Madness shirts, boys. I don't know about your alls, but like we've had better merch.
Yeah,
we'll get it working.
I agree.
We'll get it fixed, boys. All right, let's talk a little playoff time. The real reason Tim's here. Playoff hockey, man. It's exciting. Rangers had the Canes on the ropes down 3-0. Whispers. There's whispers of a reverse sweep coming, baby. Canes force game 6 in Raleighwood tomorrow night. I'm pumped for it. I'm jacked for it. You got Panthers, Bruins. Panthers kind of handling the Bruins after the Bruins jumped up 1-0 on them. Stars, Avs, same story. Avs jumped up 1-0 on them. Stars haven't looked back since. And then the surprise, I think, for most people is Nuck if you buck, the Canucks are taking it to the Oilers right now. I think a lot of people bet money on Edmonton. Here comes the Canucks 2-1. I've enjoyed the shit out of this hockey. It's been physical. Devontae finally did the split screen this past week.
It was worth it.
Yeah, you're enjoying it, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to see. I can't see the puck, but I see them skate. I'm like I said last week, I'm just in awe of these big ass grown men stomping on the dime on some dainty ice skates.
Yeah.
Beating the shit out of each other every now and then. Like, that's also cool.
It's cool as shit. And we'll talk about the Avalanche and their super bad luck here before game 4. But Tim, thoughts from you, man?
Oh my gosh, playoff hockey. If you're not a fan of hockey and you watch some of these games, you got to at least be interested in it. I mean, like Devontae said, it's just the sheer athleticism of these Neanderthals just going, beating the tar out of each other, but having the dexterity and the speed to shoot a puck top shelf in like a 4x4-inch window. It's just like some of the stuff they do is incredible. And then the next play, you drop gloves and they just start beating the tar out of each other. It is the best. Gosh, it's the best. I don't know. Maybe it's just my fandom. So last year when the Canes were in the playoffs, it was like we couldn't get past the brick of the Panthers. Like we were close each game, but we couldn't break through that wall.
Yeah.
It felt like game 4 on that 4th goal. It felt like everything just kind of started clicking. Like it was almost like Pandora's box kind of opened. That's just how it felt. I mean, I know I'm being really hyperbolic, but like, I don't know. Last game, they looked much smoother. They looked much more in control.
Mm-hmm.
If we can carry that to, Thursday, shoot, game 7, give it to me. Reverse sweep. Gosh.
It's only been done, 5 times since
Yeah.
1940?
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
So it's
you
just
can
been like
feel
straight
it.
sweeps the whole time?
Well, I mean, like, for the most part, maybe like game 5, game 6 here and there, but it's never truly gone to game 7 and a team get it done.
Hey, man.
Minus 5 other times.
If it's anybody, the Hurricanes will be the ones.
Dude, I'm here for it.
So you see where it's at. It's right there in Cardiac Packland. So hey.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, man, like I think Igor, who's been phenomenal, he's been amazing to watch as a goalkeeper. Anytime there's an over-under of shots blocked by him or saved, you take the over because we're going to get putts on the net and he's going to block them.
Yep.
He's finally getting tired though. And you see it on him. Like before he'd capture pucks, hold on to him. Now he's lucky if he gets a glove up. He's lucky if he gets a stick up and they rebound. And we're getting garbage goals, which has been really, I think that's been the turning point for us.
Yeah. It's almost like we cracked the code at the 9th hour where last year we couldn't we got, I think it was game 4 for the Panthers, and we were on the brink but we couldn't get it done. It felt like there was this easement of okay, we gotta win, we get it, now let's take it and run with it. So they might lose Thursday and it might be all for shit, but I don't know. I'm feeling good about it.
I am too. Fitz, any thoughts from you real quick?
Nothing,
Maybe
but
not if
I'm
you-
waiting for Pub Sports Talk to go live. I'm worried. Where we did start this thing, but
We're recording. Don't worry, we're recording on YouTube. I'll have to upload it later. Switcher messed up.
All right,
we're
sounds
live.
good.
We're good.
Which
We're
reminded
good.
me of
We're
it.
looking out.
Which reminded me of another memory of what was the lost episode. Well, I'm trying to remember.
Dude,
What was the?
It was our best work
content?
ever.
It
We
was our
had
best
Joe Burrow.
episode.
We had Jamar Chase on. We had Jared Goff. We had Aaron Rodgers. We had Deion.
We actually did though. We had a
Yes.
lost episode. I remember it was really good. It was early on,
Dude,
and I was really looking forward to it, and then we lost it.
But it was
I
we
feel
got
I was
off.
on it or something.
I
Or
think you-
maybe-
I think you were. And I think we all got off yo, that was the best.
That was our best
we're
work
peaking,
yet.
boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then you were like, "Wait, I didn't press record." Or something.
No,
I couldn't
had
find
to-
the recording.
I remember.
I
that.
know I recorded
can't- Yeah, I know. It was weird. It was weird.
It's on this Dale
God.
somewhere.
All
I
right,
feel-
yeah,
yeah.
I was on that one. I was on here as a guest for that one because it was really
Give
good.
it to
with
me.
laughs, and then it went longer than we expected. And then you were like, we were hyped. You were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get this up," and we were like, "What's up?" And you
Oh
were
my
like,
gosh!
I don't know. God must have had that one.
If we
Wow.
ever find that, man, that's gonna be the
It's
lost
out there on the
episode.
interweb somewhere. Somebody stole it and put it on the dark web or something.
It's on the Silk Road.
Oh gosh.
I love it. That was a good one. Well, let's talk about the Avalanche and their terrible luck.
Mm.
Their captain, their main squeeze, he's suspended for 6 months for we assume was a failed PED drug test. This is level 3 suspension, so he was suspended earlier this year. Same thing, and to lose your captain minutes before game time for game 4, and now he's out for all the playoffs in the first month of the season. They're dead. Avalanche are dead. There's no coming back here. There's no Disney story here.
Ugh. They said it was at least 6 months too, because I think he can appeal it or whatever. But
Yeah,
they,
he can apply for reinstation.
they said at least, so they were like, "You are done, son. You're not coming back." That bites.
dude.
Mm.
And what a
Be
suspension!
more careful.
I mean, you don't think this will be like the rallying cry for the Avs? You think this is the nail in the coffin?
Hell no.
Dude, I don't. There's no Walt Disney movie coming out of this thing.
What was that movie? Miracle. That's not
Yeah.
it, Captain. That's not it. No. That ship is sailed.
Yeah, that was only one game. This is best
Right.
of 7.
Who
Yeah.
are they against?
We get
Stars,
shut down.
man.
The Stars? Yeah, no, it's over.
And they're playing lights out too.
Yeah.
Dude, they're scary. Valeria Nishushkin. Yeah, I'm terrible at Russian names, but yeah, it looks like a failed PD. I haven't officially read. I don't know if you guys have seen anything online, but that's what all the ex followers are saying. But yeah, I think Avalanche are dead. This is tough. This reminds me of Donovan Mitchell
Mm.
falling out in Game 4 of Cavs and Celtics. I think Cavs are dead.
I don't think he's playing next game. Talking about a calf strain. And
Yeah.
my boy brought up a good point about it's been a consistent thing with calf strings, so he's thinking it's like a racket or some shit going on.
He's betting under.
All right,
We got another Porter,
right.
baby.
Come on now, don't. That's what Fitz said. He was like,
Learn from the pub.
yeah.
Actually, learn from Fitz. Fitz says don't gamble. Me and Devontae are like the devil. Like, do it.
I'm telling you.
This man is telling us this and keeping all the money himself. He got
Yeah,
all the big plays and all this stuff.
I do want to shout out DH Gate. You got my couch jersey. RIP. Me and Tim say this many a times. Bad franchises stick together. You're gone but not forgotten. Arizona.
That's right.
You're gone but not forgotten.
That is a fresh jersey, though.
Dude, I'm hyped. Like it's like stitched well. $20.
Dang.
$20. It might give me some type of skin rash. I don't care. I look fly. I'm ready. Honor bad franchises. All right. Let's talk NFL and let's talk big money. And then Tim, I know the clock will strike midnight. And but
Turn back into a rat. Is that what
Oh
happens?
man.
no, I think you just get called back up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
From the alternate universe. But Jared Goff, 4-year, $212 million contract extension. He is the second highest paid quarterback in guaranteed money, minus Joe Burrow. This is big time. Who would have thought Jared Goff would have the second fattest contract? I think he's deserved it. I think it's well deserved. He's a first overall pick, first round pick. He's phenomenal, and he's put Detroit on the map. In a I don't want to say on the map. That sounds bad. He's helped turn around the franchise. Him and Dan Campbell have been pivotal parts of this thing. Maybe that's a better word. And I think he deserves the bag. Tim, you're the Lions fan here. You tell me if you're happy or not.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that when we first got Jared, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a bridge for the next guy. That's absolutely what I thought. But I didn't understand how Brad Holmes cooked. I didn't get his recipes. I wasn't getting the flavor. But God, Brad Holmes, man, that man, he's got my unwavering loyalty. I'm not going to question a thing this guy does. It's like everything to me makes sense after it happens. Like I can't really tell what his next move is, but then he's like, oh yeah, let's give guaranteed money to Sewell, to Sun God, and Jared Goff, our anchors on offense. Let's pay the men. And I'm like, duh, that makes total sense. And so, I don't know I know he builds through the draft, so he's going to get some young prospects in here. When push comes to shove and we have to start paying some bigger guys, Aiden's going to come up in a few years. We got Decker's contract restructured, I think, last year. But it's like some of these guys we're going to have to continue to pay. So I don't get the money aspect, but gosh, I'm a believer in Brad Holmes. I'm a believer in Jared Goff. I was watching an interview with Jared, and he was saying that trade was the best thing to ever happen to him career-wise.
Yeah.
And that kind of really made my eyes open. This isn't about football. He's got programs for the city of Detroit where young students can excel in different science and arts programs. And he's really taken to Detroit. It's not you come from LA to Detroit. I've lived in Detroit. It's not fun, but I'd rather he embraced it, but now it's like a career renaissance for him. He's really flourished, I think, where he couldn't in LA. So I'm happy for the man. And I'm glad he got his money. Good for him.
Yeah, I think it worked out for both parties so great. Stafford, obviously, you talked about it. There was a piece of your heart missing a little bit. Stafford was in the ride or die, but he got his ring. He's had a great time with the Rams, and you guys have. I'm with you, Tim. Thought he was a bridge guy, and he's here for the long haul, and he's doing some great things for the city, which is cool. Thoughts from you guys, Devontae and Fitz?
First off, that's a cold graphic.
I appreciate it.
That I was looking at his deal, and I was thinking about the quarterback behind him. He's got old Hendo behind him. So I was like, damn, they're not stealing, but everybody's doing the Falcons recipe. But I also forgot that they gave Amon-Ra all of that money. And I was like, okay, so these guys are smart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it. Like, he has really turned Detroit around. My boy, one of my good friends, Dylan, he's a big Detroit Lions fan, and it's good to see him happy. And I like rooting for the Lions with him and stuff because like it's actually worth it. Like they are the real deal. So I'm excited to see what they can do this season with. They got like a lot. They did really good in the draft. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do with all these changes this coming season.
Yeah, I am too. Fitz, it's your division rival. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm looking at Goff's Pro Football Reference. It's wild. He's only 29, so he'll be 30, coming up. So I mean, kind of I feel like you can. There's that new shelf for. There's like the later years of a quarterback, like age 28 through 33, is kind of like your real prime as a QB. I feel like the game slows down, and you're still athletic enough to hang in there. And I forgot Jared Goff. He kind of had in 2018, 2019, 4,600 yards back-to-back seasons.
Crazy.
And I think we were talking about, Goff might be on his way. And then it went down, the next 2 years. But he's back. He's put those numbers up back-to-back seasons. And he definitely he's got pieces around him in Detroit. I mean, that's what – it's funny. I was thinking about the difference between Goff and Kirk Cousins. Like when Kirk Cousins signed for Minnesota, they didn't really have – I mean, yeah, they had Thielen – but they didn't really have they didn't have Jefferson yet. They acquired Jefferson. I think they had Cook there when they had Kirk, or he came in shortly after that. But it was just funny because I feel like the Vikings never really got it going with Kirk Cousins. And I feel like where Kirk was a lot of hype when they brought him in, it was almost like overrated. I feel like Jared Goff was really under the radar. And it was like, well, if this guy could, if he plays at his best, he could really be something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They're just they're doing it the right way. I can't remember the last time Detroit. I don't know if they've ever really been doing it like this. So it is very different.
Chef Boy.
And yeah, there's a part of me. Yeah, there's a part of me as as a Packer fan. I like watching the dumpster fires, in the division. But for Detroit, it's been so painful for so long that I do feel like I am. Can't say I'm pulling for them. But even the year when they beat the Packers and kept them out of a playoff spot, it was it's a changing of the guards. It's Detroit's turn to be the team that gives the Packers the hard time.
This is a safe space, Fitz. I'm glad you felt comfortable saying that.
Yeah, man.
Pub's a safe
We're gonna clip it though. We gotta clip it, but it's okay.
Yeah. We're gonna clip it for sure. Tim, I know you gotta go. I gotta ask one more question for you.
Hit me, brother.
Are the Pistons cursed, dude? They lose out on another lottery top 5 pick. This or top 4 pick. This is
those other markets. Let's see.
This is
Spurs
crazy.
Spurs really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The NBA draft. If I had to sum it up in a one word statement, it would be joke. It's a joke.
Low key.
The whole system. I don't think the answer is like how the NFL does it. Or the word is this guy. at this point, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Like, there's always that old question, like, what would you be willing to give up for a championship? I think it's a shit ton for Cincinnati. Like, maybe
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. For a Bengals Super Bowl, we could chip out the Reds.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I can say that comfortably because that would never happen because we're like an OG. We're the oldest team. So I know they would never move us. So maybe I'm bluffing. Maybe if that actually came out, I'd be like, nah, I'm a chicken shit. But
Man, that's pretty savage.
I don't-
I'm down with that.
yeah, you'd move out the Tigers, right? Fuck the
I
Tigers.
was out the Tigers in a heartbeat for a Lions Super
What
Bowl.
you gonna
Hell
give
yeah.
up the classic, just the classic fitted, the Detroit fitted?
It is a tight
That
fit.
thing is clean, forever clean. That's the whole premise of, I think it was Fear of God or something. But
Yeah, don't get me
I-
started on. Don't get me started on baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, baseball. We need the robots to take over. Get the AI in there. You know what? We're not going over this. There's not enough time. We're not going.
There's not enough time. And I will say this draft is kind of weak for NBA. Like there's none of that super like talent, I think, coming out.
at all.
So I think like, yeah, you've had bad luck for the past couple of years, but at least this year you're not losing out like on a once in a lifetime athlete. You know, you're not losing out on Wemby.
You know what it is? It just clicked. It's when we moved to Little Caesar Stadium in Detroit and got rid of the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Feel me.
That's when this whole organization went down. Bring back the Palace,
The Ron Artest.
even though it was next to a huge landfill. I don't care. Bring it back.
It brought out the grit and the grind.
It did.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Now we're in Little Caesar Stadium.
The-
No, the Palace. You're going to the Palace.
The Palace wasn't technically in Detroit, right? It was
It was in
Auburn
Ann
Hills.
Arbor
Yeah.
or Auburn Hills, but
Auburn Hills.
you know
Is Caesars? Is that one in?
they moved. Yes, so they moved Little Caesar. They moved this team to Detroit. That was the
Okay.
whole idea. It was like the
Okay.
Detroit team needs to be in Detroit.
Yeah, but it wasn't far away, right? It was like a 20-minute drive at most. Like,
It was probably more like maybe 30.
okay,
I don't know. Time is a weird concept for me, but still, come on. It's the Palace of Auburn Hills. Like you had a quarter of the stadium or the quarter of the building like was glass. It was glass. You could just look at all the floors. It was so cool.
that's cool.
It's just hitting me right in the nostalgia. All right.
Well, Tim. Thanks for being on this journey, man. Thanks for talking hockey and reminiscing on Ben Wallace. I'm
Hey.
so glad we got that reference in. I was scared, but
I appreciate you boys. Thanks for having me on.
all right, brother.
I
Always
look
feels
forward
right.
to trolling you on the comments.
That's what we look forward to. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh man.
One thing I did want to add, like I truly believe the lottery is fake. Like I don't know, when I saw the Hawks got the number 1 pick, and I it was either you or Fitz that mentioned like, oh, it's the marketable teams, and I'm looking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which cities is it?
DC for sure is on the rise. Houston for sure is on the rise. Like everybody's moving to Texas, and you notice Charlotte is right there too at number 6.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is kind of, I don't even know. I don't know how the lottery works, but I just think it's fake because how, bro? Like, how does this work? You just randomly pick a team? I don't think it's as random as people make it out to be, and they need to come out with and tell the truth.
Well, there was the old conspiracy theory that they would freeze an envelope when they used to do envelopes, not ping pong balls. And like the commissioner would fill around for the cold one to get that team the first pick. There's that old conspiracy theory. Yeah.
No.
Now the ping pong balls, I feel like you could rig that even more because it's all done by machine.
Weighted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, what if it's one fuzzy ball or some shit like that?
Don't get a close up of the ball.
Yeah.
It's fuzzy. Yeah. To me, I feel bad for Detroit. I feel bad for the Pistons. There's a lot of people that think LeBron makes a lot of sense in Atlanta, Trae Young. And so if you're Atlanta, you go after Bronny, right? to bring home the James family.
Not with the number one
It's
pick,
not worth it. Bronny is 6'1" with no shoes on.
Mm.
I think they lied about that.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk Bronny here.
Ugh. This man, he would have been a hell of a compliment to Marshawn Lloyd when he was at USC. Look at that. That's a running back, bro. That's
so
not
draft or bust. He's listed.
Yeah, but
on
what was that vert though?
Yeah. Well, he's listed 6'4" on every roster.
Oh, that's absurd.
But the NBA scouting combine got him barely 6'1", barely. 210 pounds, 25 games played, 19 minutes. He's averaged 36.6 average from the field, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 4.8 points. And people are saying he's going to be a top 10 pick. Where in that stat line do you think, yep, this is a top 10 pick? To me, it all comes down to if we sign him, we sign dad.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. And I think maybe we talked about this or I dreamed, I don't know, but if I'm an owner and I'm doing it. I'm gonna bring Bronny James in, sign LeBron, sell all my season tickets, and then I sell the team.
Real.
I make my money and I'm out.
They did the same thing with Jalen Williams, brother Cody Williams that plays for Colorado. I keep seeing him in like the top 5 or 10, and I don't understand it. Like, he was not even the best player for Colorado, so I'm not understanding what's going on. They had Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd is in the draft, like he's actually in there. Came off the bench, didn't know what he did. Like, I'm thinking Bronny needs to go ahead and make that move to Oregon, because I think that was one of his last choices. I know it was Oregon and Ohio State. Go ahead and make that move to Oregon so something can happen and Bron can get some type of deal with Nike. Like, stop wasting our time, please.
I like it. Yeah.
6'4" is crazy. Like, 6 foot to 6'4" is crazy.
Yeah, to lie 3-4 inches, that's crazy, dude. Fitz, thoughts from you about like?
Yeah, I mean he's a late draft pick.
Late?
Yeah, do you even think he's draft? Like, if
I
take
don't
his dad
know.
application, would you even draft?
Honestly, no, I wouldn't.
Right?
But I mean, it is interesting. I think his potential is a little bit higher just for his name.
Yeah.
He's gonna sell out the G League. People come watch in the G League.
I just don't get why he didn't stay just a couple more years. Like, you talk about like NIL, like he's got it made for NIL.
And he doesn't even need it.
Yeah,
but he's got it made, but he doesn't need it.
Yeah, that's true too.
He mentioned something about USC not having the winning culture they thought they did, but I think I said this before, but USC didn't really start back losing until him and his squad came up. Like, the other his teammate Isaiah Collier, he's looking to be projected 8th. That man, like, he was just Bronny with more playing time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. Maybe they'll shut me up. They get to the draft and shut me up, but I doubt it. Like, from what I've seen, and I actually watched the West Side games. These dudes are not worth it, bro.
Dude, shout out to you for staying up so late to watch that Pac-12.
They were actually good. Like, the games were actually good, because I was crazy. I was like, I need to watch to see like what could possibly come to the league.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
It's ugly. Yeah, this draft class, it's rough, like we said. And I do want to mention, and Devontae, you brought this up, Antonio Winfield is the highest paid DB. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, best known for throwing up the deuces in the Super Bowl in the face of Tyreek. He's getting 4-year, $84.1 million, $45 million guaranteed for a defensive back. That's impressive. I had a graphic, but I forgot to upload it. But yeah, I like it. I don't know if he deserves to be the highest paid DB, but I mean, his production's pretty damn good, so I can't fault him. Like, I can't think of another DB that's like, yeah, you could probably pay him roughly the same. Like,
at least not now. Like,
yeah, not right now.
The film and like the resume is there. He's like one of the last actual good, strong safety. Like he's strong safety. So like last few strong safeties left, like we still got Harrison Smith, but he's on like the tail end. It's only so many hits he can lay. So Antoine Winfield's right there, come from NFL pedigree and has been showing it.
Yeah.
And I think he was like a 4th or 5th round pick.
Yeah, he was a later guy that a lot of people.
So he deserves. I'm not mad at it because if you think about it, they let go of Devin White. He's on the Eagles now. They still have Levante there, but again, he's on the tail end of it. So who else are they going to pay on defense? Because the rest of the guys are young, they have young DBs, young defensive line, all that stuff. So might as well.
100%. All right, let's go NBA. Let's keep with it, and we'll go back to NFL for some league schedules. But these playoffs have been great. They've been amazing. I will admit I was extremely cocky last week. I said Celtics are going to sweep it. I think I said Thunder might sweep it. I think I said T-Wolves will sweep. I've been proven wrong. Celtics up 3-1 on the Cavs, looking to close that out tomorrow night. Pacers Knicks 2-2. This series has been everything we want. I think we're finally seeing the Knicks run out of gas, though, with that limited rotation that they have. Thunder Mavs, I think early on we saw the Thunder jump out 2-0 on them, and we saw, all right, this is the young, exciting team. But then the Mavs, veteran savvy, and they said, all right, we got this. Let's get back home. Life's good for us. And then Timberwolves, for me, it was the same story as the Thunder, that this is an exciting young team. But they went up 2-0 on the road, and it's like, yo, this is a wrap for the Nuggets. Sleeping on Jokic, sleeping on the Nuggets, forgetting that they're returning champions, forgetting that they've been here before. They handle business on the road in dominant fashion, especially Game 3. They just kicked the shit out of the T-Wolves. And now it's 2-2 headed back to Minnesota.
No, Denver.
Oh, is it staying in Denver? Or headed back to Denver.
Back to
Yeah,
Denver.
you're right.
Denver.
Yeah, thank you.
Nobody's won a home game yet.
Yeah, thank you. Because Fitz, you always say it's not a series until you lose at home. But this series, it's not a series until you win at home. Yeah. But I've loved all these series. I'm here for them. Thoughts from you guys?
Man, it's looking like, as of right now, as we're recording, it's looking ugly. In the Indy in New York. Apparently, New York remember who they were after the past few games of letting Tyrese Halliburton have his way and TJ McConnell have their way, and they've shut them up pretty much. So like right now, I think it's halftime. At halftime, it's 54-69 Knicks. Hopefully they don't get tired, but I did read something today where I think they were just off a couple games, and Jalen Brunson told them his foot injury wasn't one of the reasons why he was playing off. For one, I had completely forgotten that he had injured his foot earlier in the season, and this man is playing like 60 minutes every game, and I'm like, you still have another. They would have to either play they're playing the Celtics next, and I don't know how is he going to fight through that against Drew Holiday. Like, all he has to go against is Tyrese Halliburton. That's not an issue. Now it's big body Drew.
Right.
So I don't know what they keep giving these fellas to where they can play like 50 minutes a night, but somebody's got to do some investigating, because like there's no way they're that in shape. I refuse to believe it.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Because if Pudini couldn't do it, none of them can.
Pudini.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. The Pacers are still like, I might flip flop and say they're my pick to be the East, to represent the East. I know I said
I think you said it last week.
I know I said I think it's going to be Pacers and Celtics, and it's going to be really close.
Yes, like Pacers.
I really do believe in the Pacers. I know this is a tough series with the Knicks. I think that's a great series. I mean, pretty much all of them. Boston, I don't know. That one's less interesting, obviously.
Right.
But the other ones, but I think Indiana and New York just feels like a 7-game series. Minnesota, Denver feels like a 7-game series. I feel like the Thunder could close this thing out. I think they could win the next two and really close it. Man, Minnesota. They just lot of thoughts with Minnesota. I was like 9 out of 10 mad the last game, which was new for me. I haven't been like mad watching an NBA team, so I think that shows my fandom. I'm in. I'm all in.
He locked in now.
T-Wolves. I love that.
Locked in. Yeah.
That's
You
it.
know, the
Ant-Man's
thing that
exciting.
made me mad was everybody. It's so funny how the storyline changes. You know, when it was 2-0 Wolves, oh, this is the team. I was sitting here going, if Murray gets going, these are the champs. You know, I was still saying it's probably going to go to 6. You know, it's probably a 6-game series. But oh man, yeah, they just look bad. So, I mean, I think one of the things is Murray he's still battling his calf injury, and I don't know if there's not as much rest time between the games now. Like they played Sunday, now they're playing tonight, and then Game 6 would be Thursday, and then if it goes to 7, that's Sunday. So it's just not a quick. There's not much time to recover like the break there was before they came to Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I don't know who. They just got to stabilize. Like the guys that you expected to show up for the Nuggets are showing up now. Like Aaron Gordon.
I think it's
Murray.
I think it's experience, man. I think it comes down to that. Like the Mavs, I think there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of older bodies on that team that like, hey, we're good. Let's not panic.
Yeah.
Let's not get too excited. Let's keep our emotions in check. Where I think T-Wolves and the Thunder both are like, we're up 2-0, boys. This is game over. Like they kind of take the foot off the gas pedal. They take their hand off the throat. Where Nuggets and Mavs like, this ain't nothing.
The difference is Ant has played well.
Dude,
like
44-point game wasted by Ant-Man.
I know.
Because fucking Cat can't do anything. I'm so tired. I'm done betting on him. I know Fitz, you don't bet, but me and Devontae have raved about this.
I did it.
Cat is dead.
That one time where he just went off, and then like I remember it, at the end of the day's got to end, and he's still Cat. But one thing I did want to point out, you said Jamal Murray had like a calf strain. Every time I think about a calf strain, I think about my bro Travis, and like he ruptured his Achilles a little bit. Then you go to Aaron Rodgers, who had a calf strain and like came back and he ruptured his Achilles. And then I think
Kurt Cobain's.
Initially when Kristaps, he didn't tear his Achilles or anything, but it's like a calf strain / sore Achilles. I don't know what it is. Either way, he's not on it. So like they might want to be careful with Jamal Murray, because if it's that same leg that I think he tore his ACL on it, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. So like, hey man, that's something to keep a watch on. You know, let Reggie Jackson get some burn. He's been there before a little bit. And I think Christian Braun has been getting some minutes too. So it's part of it too.
And let's be honest, I don't think you beat the Celtics like with Mitchell or without him.
Right.
I don't think you beat him overall in the series. So what good does it do you to play Mitchell? He pops his Achilles, and then he's done for probably next year too. Like
still got to pay him, and like he had like leg or knee issues too as well. And you damn sure aren't going to replace him in this draft. And I don't know what's going to be available in the free agency after you gave him all that money. So I'm pretty sure, didn't Jared Allen get an extension or something?
I think he did.
Yeah, so like you ain't got money, so you got to play it smart.
You got to be smart money ball. Let's move on. Let's talk about a little Canada here. Toronto. So the Raptors and Leafs are owned by the same person. I don't know if you guys know that or not. They now eye to buy the French soccer team Saint Etienne, which to own 3 major sports teams, that's incredible. I know Devontae said maybe the Maple Leafs will get some rizzed up jerseys here. Maple Leafs, they're an OG team. I don't know if they'll ever go completely crazy. But I said that about the Reds. I didn't think the Reds would do a City Connect black jersey, and we did. So maybe we'll see some of the best uniforms because I've always been a huge fan of the Raptors, especially the throwbacks. Like obviously 90s children we are. They hold a special place in our heart. Vince Carter, the Honey Dip. But I just, man, to own 3 major professional sports teams, that's wild to me.
See, is that an MLS team or no French?
It's French, yeah.
Oh well, shoot, and their jerseys are kind of whack too. So I don't know. Maybe it's a complete overhaul of stuff because like the Raptors jerseys are pretty cool. I do wonder like who's going to be next with this, where people start owning more than one team. Like I feel like it's been a thing already. But it was one of those things where like they own a major pro team and like a minor league team or something random like a Wingstop or something like that. Like how, if at all, will it change the game? Like when ownership is taken over by people with stock in other sports and basically having stock in an entire, I guess, city, is that going to change the game at all? Like how they said, NIL and stuff is because. Shoot, what if some of these owners are like donors to teams like colleges and stuff? I don't, I never thought about that. That might be a possibility.
That might be a possibility. I didn't think about that either, Devontae.
Because like a lot of them get, JDs, they graduated from somewhere. Somebody is getting that donor money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Some like capitalism ruling everything.
Fitz, thoughts from you real quick. I know you're shaking your head like what the hell?
I'm in Wolves mode, man.
He's already locked in.
Just getting nervous, man.
I like it. Let's go to NFL here. Let's talk international games. That schedule's been leaked partially, and then we'll talk early week games that's been leaked. So week 1, we're going to Brazil. Packers, Eagles, September 6th. I think it's great. Obviously, we don't have a game in Mexico City this year, but they're going with Brazil to stay with that Central South America feel. I think it's great for the Brazilian people. If there's like watching the World Cup, watching any sporting event in Brazil, those people go ape shit. They love sports. So I'm excited to see Packers versus Eagles. Plus, it's 2 teams that primary colors are green. That's Brazil's primary color. Like that whole stadium is going to be greened out. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I'm excited as hell to watch that. Vikings are going to be playing in England. Bears and Jaguars are also going to play in England. Panthers are playing in Germany. We don't know who's playing those teams. We don't know when is yet. The schedule officially gets released tomorrow. So when this comes out, we already know it. I love international games. I think it's great, especially for me. I know I get up a little bit earlier than you guys, especially with my son. Get the coffee, 8 a.m. I've got football to watch, and we're talking real American football, 11v11. Helmets clashing, gladiators getting after it, not this footy football, which that's also fun to watch too early in the morning. But this is like I love international games. I'm all in on it. Thoughts from you guys about it?
I feel like the Falcons are going to be in one of those, and it's probably going to be the Jaguars again or something crazy like that.
Oh, yeah.
They always throw the Falcons in on one of the international games, but I don't know. I was just thinking, like, I can't remember the last time I've seen the Falcons on a Monday Night Football game, but we have Kirk Cousins now, so I don't know if I really want to see that again, but I know it's probably going to be inevitable because we have Kirk Cousins.
Primetime Kirk, baby.
Golly, man. So I'm battling that. But having a game in Brazil and it's like the first week is crazy. I forgot there was some rule about which jerseys they could wear and which ones they couldn't, but I forgot what it was. And I think it had to do with both of them are green, but somehow it was somebody had to wear something different, I believe.
There's something about this. I was reading about it. There's something about the stadium they're playing in that they aren't allowing fans to wear green because it's caused like fights and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Like what we're even talking about. But it's also kind of ironic because I mean, if you talk about fans fighting and it's Philly, it's like,
oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a good call.
Green Bay balances it out though. Like one of the friendliest fan bases versus the jerks over there in Philly.
Oh, you're right. It
So
is.
who
It's a
knows?
soccer rivalry. So,
Yeah,
wow, they fight in soccer. That's crazy. Oh, look at that.
and I think
They said the stadium there will. All right, that informal ban applies to players and fans in Corinthians Arena, as there are signs around the stadium stating the color is forbidden. So they can't wear white and have the Packers wear. Okay, the designated home team can't wear white and have the Packers wear green. The Eagles do have a black alternate jersey to wear, so like y'all gonna have to pull out the yellow and blue weird looking jerseys.
Oh, that's dumb as hell.
you go color rush, you go yellow on yellow. You go mustard.
I was
pack.
thinking the easiest. The Eagles will wear their black,
Yeah,
and the Packers will wear white. That's
gonna be the
probably
easiest.
what they're gonna do. But
Dang,
I did think of this is I can't tolerate the violence, fan violence.
it's.
I feel like there should be a rule. There should be like a sportsmanship rule.
What?
And like for Philly, like if Philly fights, if their fans fight, they lose a home playoff game.
Man, what fight?
That's
Just like
great. But you can't control fans. Like
What?
yeah,
I feel like you could with that. You could. Same with soccer. It's like, all right, you want to fight? All right, you lose this game. We're gonna go play. Like I'm
That's
sure
tough,
there's a
dude.
way you
Yeah,
can do it.
but then if
It is
I'm a
tough,
dick,
but you can't be beating the shit out of people over a football game.
but if
But
I'm
what's
a
the
dick,
statute of limitations? Like, what if you just like dump people?
yeah,
Like, and everybody's just something random like that. Like, what if
I don't
it's
know.
worse? Like, people are slashing tires. I didn't fight him. I just slashed his tires.
or what if I'm a Packers fan? I'm like, I'm gonna screw the
you could
Eagles.
instigate. That's true.
I'm gonna wear an Eagles jersey to mess with people.
That's true. You
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
instigate.
A little infiltration.
Yeah, it's tough. I did forget about the green band, which that makes my whole statement of sea of green irrelevant. But I do look at the Packers and Eagles as the two most blue collar franchises, and so I don't see them traveling down to Brazil. So that means you're just have a bunch of random people just picking a side and cheering for it.
Packer fans are gonna travel.
Yeah,
They
would travel to
for
Brazil
sure.
for the
They're one
game.
of the best travel teams.
I mean they
Pittsburgh's
are, but
number
we're talking
one.
Brazil, brother. Like, how many Packers have like their passports? Besides,
I think they got them now,
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
They're prepared.
they're getting the expedited like right now. Hey, schedule released. I need this
Yeah,
passport
apparently
ASAP.
with passports, you can get them expedited in some places. There was a whole passport fair in North Carolina somewhere. So
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I
but
guarantee you, there's gonna be some Go Pack Go chance.
Oh, yeah,
on,
dude.
on September 6th.
But see,
It's
I
gonna
can also
be-
see Brazilians learning chance just to get all in on this. But I'm excited for it.
Spicing it up, you know what I'm saying? Adding a little maracas or something.
The rest of the schedule, the leaks of the schedules have been here. Week 1, we got Ravens at Chiefs on the 5th, Cowboys at Browns on the 8th, Jets and Niners of the Monday night game.
Wow.
We see Aaron Rodgers back week 1 Monday night. Hopefully
my
he
gosh.
lasts longer than he did this past season. I did see a tweet from Big Cat that said, Aaron Rodgers, I really hope your other Achilles does not find this moment hilarious, because that would suck.
But this is the big moment. You got Aaron Rodgers playing in his home team against
Yeah.
a team that looked him over in
Yep.
his first
Yep.
game again. Like
Yep.
it's not funny, but like he better tighten up because this is a big stage to prove his point.
It's a huge
And it's the
stage.
Jets.
Oh man,
Jets,
I'm hyped. I'm so hyped for
It's the
like
Jets.
I feel like I was robbed last year. I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers. We all were, but
Yeah, we were robbed. Yeah.
but now I'm just like, it's coming. Just like we forget how good Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on a mission.
It's going to be good. And then week 2, Bengals at Chiefs. These are the only leaks I could find so far. As I said, the rest of the schedule comes next week. I'm a little
Watch
salty.
these not be accurate. Watch this totally be
Yeah.
fake news.
Apparently, according to Ian Rappaport, that these are network leaks that are like they're purposefully leaking them. So we'll see.
Drake.
I hope he's wrong.
I don't like the Chiefs having back-to-back home games primetime games. Like, I think this
Mm-hmm.
is bullshit. And I know they're Super Bowl champs. I get it. They're back to back.
Gosh,
Fuck
yeah,
the
that
Chiefs,
is
man.
dumb.
I hate
That's
them.
dumb.
And
So
like,
that's like 2 games they could win.
You
like,
can't do
kinda
that
like,
shit.
It's a head
Like-
start.
even like Ravens and Bengals, it's going to be a competitive game. Both of those. Move them to a neutral site. Put one at home, one away. I don't care. Take us an
You know,
international.
And I didn't think about this. Is this the Swift effect? Because like
Ooh, yeah.
last year they didn't know T Swift. That happened in the middle of the season. But now, as you're looking at the schedule, like I'd be curious to see when the Chiefs schedule comes out. Are they just prime time every week because of the T Swift?
Taylor Swift's tour is international now, so that's probably not the reason why they didn't send the Chiefs international. Which, if they sent the Eagles international, Eagles and Packers international, why can't the Chiefs be international? That's people love.
I thought that was weird. The choices of those international teams was already weird. Like
They're-
the Panthers going to Germany. It's like, who the hell's going to watch that game? It's like
I guess they just,
All
the
their
Bears are going to London. All right,
they're all NFC teams except for the Jags.
yeah. But the Jaguars they always go.
Yeah.
Again, they've been trying to move the Jaguars to London since this whole thing.
But they're all
started.
from the
But
NFC out of this
it
list,
feels.
besides the Jags.
I mean, at least Bears Vikings. There's those are 2 historic teams. The Panthers. It just seems
I know.
so.
maybe it's one
whatever.
NFC South team per year or something.
That's their punishment for being in the shittiest league
Honestly, yeah.
division. Oh man! All right, we got a quick roundup here of just random topics. Terrence Shannon Jr. His court date set ahead of the NBA draft. He was initially booked on sexual assault, and he was given a waiver. He played. He led Illinois to the Elite Eight. He was their leading scorer. And now court date set, I think, a week before the NBA draft. I think it's right at a week. Not a good look for him. He was a top 10 pick before these allegations came out. His law team saying, hey, we're not stressing. We want to prove he's innocent. But man, what terrible timing for Terrence Shannon Jr. Now, if he's guilty, lock his ass up, throw away the key. I don't see it. On the other side, if he's innocent and this was consensual or it was, all made up because she had to do a Google search and look for him and she said, yep, that's the guy. That's kind of sketchy, but I don't know. I won't judge.
Like she Google searched them or something.
Yeah, she did like later on, like the week or like the next day, she did a Google search for friends and she was like, oh yeah, that was the guy that sexually assaulted me.
Wow. I know he released a statement saying that he can't wait for his court date, but I also thought it was kind of, this actually put me in the mind of, it was this dude that used to play for the Celtics when Chauncey Billups was there, and that was the whole reason why Chauncey Billups moved from the Celtics. It was this dude named Ron Mercer. Ron Mercer was like a promising young rookie or whatever, got in trouble like a sexual assault charge, and he got traded. And it put me in the mind of that because I was like, this whole time, Terrence Shannon has been out on bond. I believe it was like $50,000. This man was out on bond and was just like playing basketball and like took Illinois through the and it's like if it wasn't true the whole time, then more power to him. But it's like you had this case over your head, and like we all saw it because like he missed a couple of games because of the like regular season games because of the case.
Yeah, he did.
Now, like he came back and was back to balling, and I remember thinking, like I was watching this the whole time. I'm like, bro, the case must just be over with because he's like playing and like nobody's talking about it, and then it comes back up now. And also, I'm thinking about like of all the draft activities he might miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, or unless they do it earlier than that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just, man, if he's guilty, I want him thrown away, but I don't know, man. I don't want to cast judgment either way, but
Yeah.
if he's innocent and this comes out, like this is millions of dollars that he's losing and he's fucked. If he's innocent. Fitz, you're always our moral compass here.
What the hell is this guy in court for?
sexual assault. Apparently he was in Lawrence, Kansas for the Illinois and Kansas football game, and allegedly he was in a crowded bar and he grabbed this girl's butt or whatever, and she said she couldn't move because it was crowded. So Hackey told us that she had to search and see who he was on Google. Now keep in mind this happened at like a bar or a club, so most of the time it's usually dark too.
Yeah.
So Sarah Shannon is saying that didn't happen. I didn't do that. She's saying like she was horrified and couldn't move because she was in and stuff. So like I don't want to victim blame another because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened.
Exactly.
But
Innocent till proven guilty.
yeah, so like I don't know. Like and Terrence Shannon said like he can't wait for his day in court. So I guess he's feeling very confident that he didn't do this.
What is this world? What is this world we live in?
It's
There
an
it is.
evil world. It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah.
Can't handle it.
Yeah. All right. And then last bit of news here. If I can find it.
Are
Yeah.
the Pistons cursed.
Yeah. Trente Jones, national
That's
champion,
weird.
Michigan. He announced his retirement to do TikTok. He wants to be an influencer. He was an undrafted free agent. He was just out of college, right? He just won the Natty. I think based off film, I thought he could make a roster. I don't think he could start, but I think he could have made a roster based off the film I watched on him. He retires after a week to do TikTok. So maybe just not in for him. Maybe the NIL money was hitting different. Maybe influencer money was hitting different. Like we're seeing this alpha generation. They think different. They do things different. And I don't blame them. Like you're getting millions of dollars to make 30-second videos. Why put your body in harm's way and go through hell?
That's weird. I mean, like you get one shot at the pros. You think you would try to like, but I mean, every person he knows his limitations.
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't want to be
this is such a long shot. You know, I got nothing.
I will say I follow him on TikTok and bro is kind of weird. So like, because I kept looking, I'm like, this can't be. It was like a verified check there, and I was like, because there is this guy that he went to NC State. I hate that I forgot his name because he ended up following. I don't even do anything on TikTok, but he followed me and found me on LinkedIn too, I believe. Anyway, he used to play football for NC State. He might have made a practice squad or roster, but now he's on TikTok with his cat.
With his cat.
Yeah, he got like a cat or two and stuff. He's just like a sweet guy. He loves his cat. He's just a big sweet guy. But his TikTok has been blowing up. I forgot his name. So it's like maybe you look at, you given the opportunity to play on scholarship in a 4-year university for free. So maybe it's one of those things that's like, you know what? I think I like my brain. So I'm gonna keep it. And I'm 100% behind that because I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm cool on it. 2 years of football was enough for me. So I'm cool on it.
Yeah. And I think it's just different. Like we ask our parents' generation, and I think they'd be very similar to Fitz. Like, this is your one chance. Like, you got to chase that dream. You were given this opportunity to go take it. But then we're also the bridge between them and Gen Alpha, who they get a lot of shit, rightfully so. They're not a very hard-nosed physical bunch. And I'm generalizing, right? Not everybody in that generation.
They're violent, but yeah, you're right.
Right. When things get tough, they kind of turn the other way, and they'd rather make money the easy way, which, content creation, I'm not saying it's necessarily easy. You got to be on your shit, but it's physically a lot easier. I think us as a generation, we can see both sides of the coin because we grew up with like, hey, tough nose. Who cares if you like this or not? You signed up for it. You got to go through it. You got to make it through. You got to stick it through. And then there's also like, we see it like, I didn't really enjoy doing that. Like, I don't blame him for like I get it. I get both sides of this. So I wish him all the best. It's just a wild story.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking like, like when I was running cross country and the summer before going to App, I'd already kind of been like, we'll see. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to run in college.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd already made a decision not to go to places that were offering like Western North Carolina wanted me. I said, fuck that school. I'm not going there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I'll walk on, you know, if I really want to do this, I can walk on. And
Yeah.
I remember like being kind of half-assed about it, but I still went through the process. Like I still went to like the tryout.
Mhm.
You know, I think I missed it by like 3 spots. And I remember all these guys afterwards like, hey, let's start a running club. And I was like, fuck that. I'm done. Like, I'm just like, you know, I've seen this through.
I
you
gave
know?
it through. Yeah.
And like, I know what work I would have to do to make the team. It's 3 spots away. And I really don't want to do it. You know, it's just like that feeling.
Right.
But, and so, you know, I'm thinking like maybe he had that, there was something like this realization, like once he's there, yeah, I'm not really into this. But I also feel like he did it a little too quick, like a little prematurely.
Oh, 100%.
Like, why not at least like go through training camp? Why not see if you can make a roster spot? Yeah, I don't know.
You can easily do both. I mean, now all the teams are on TikTok, so at the least, you know, you get a little, but it is different. Like you're putting your body through something like this, and he's a lineman too. So like a practice squad lineman, and he has to go against like all those linebackers, like those random nameless linebackers that the Packers always have. And then the defensive linemen who also nameless that are big and physical. So it's like, you know what? He went through he got his ring. He got an NCAA ring, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess he figured that's all he needs because like with the way it's going now, the Super Bowl ring is definitely a long shot more than the NCAA ring because he realized like it's been a certain sect of teams that win that ring, so it was like easier, somewhat easier to get that ring than a Super Bowl. So he was like, man, people know my name now, and they know his name because he's the one that quit just to do TikTok. So people are going to be like searching him, like, who is Trent?
It helps his brand.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
I want to see his
It
videos.
is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is
That's
wild.
just weird.
I wish
I'm triggered by this, man. It just makes the Packers look stupid. But like, you know, there's a kid that
helps. He wasn't there.
nah, it wasn't. But there was,
He was
you know, I'm
start.
thinking about there's a kid. He was a former camper of mine, and it's crazy that he's on the Chargers. He's on the LA Chargers.
What's his name?
Out of defensive end out of Campbell, Brevin Allen.
Yeah.
And
let's
he is
not Adam Jones
behind. He's behind Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, right? Like he's practicing with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack with the edge rushers. And yeah, he went to Campbell. You know, that's not Georgia. That's not Alabama. But you know, he's grinded to work his way on. I think he was on signed practice squad. I don't know how far in the ranks he is, but he's hanging around and he's just like learning from these guys, and he still gets to live his dream. And it's just interesting. It's like that's a different breed. Is like, this guy's gonna see it through. This guy's gonna work his tail off and is he undersized, or is he you know, in a different class than some of these guys? Sure. But I think that's where I'm just triggered by this Michigan guy. It's like, come on, you get drafted by the Packers. Like this is the best.
He didn't get drafted.
You get welcomed into, like, the Packers are going to give you $100,000 and a signing bonus. Like, I'm just triggered. I'm like, that's my dream.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what.
It's like, sign me.
We
I'll
gotta
take
go to
it.
Pub Parlay real quick, but
Random fact: the dude that Fitz was
How do
talking
you
about,
not want to play for the Packers?
he's
How
the
do you not wanna
first
play for the Packers?
Northeast Guilford High School and first Fighting Campbell to play in an NFL game. So look at it.
that's dope.
See,
Yeah, man.
Fitz,
if he didn't
Former
fight, he
camper.
wouldn't have it.
don't pull a Pac-Man
Camper.
Jones. Hit him up. Let's get
Really
him on the
good,
pod.
really good kid.
Well, hit him up. Get him on the pod. We appreciate it. Pub Parlay. Let's make some money, boys. I say stay away from playoffs just because we don't know who's going to be in action this weekend.
Don't know.
Yeah, we don't know who's forcing game 7s, game 6s. I'm going to start. I'm going to take Saturday. I'm looking at college baseball. I'm taking Tennessee Volunteers over the Gamecocks. It's in Knoxville. It's SEC. It's right before the tournament starts. Give me the Vol Nation to beat the Gamecocks.
Saturday.
Saturday. Saturday.
Oh,
We have the most
man.
action.
I might have a spicy take. Let's see.
Lay it on us. What you got?
Hold on, I gotta look at
Weigh your options. Smart money.
Ooh.
Boston wins. The Bruins beat the Panthers just now.
Bang. Bang, bang.
We're singing
All right, I
the
got
pick.
it. Saturday.
Saturday.
Give me Phoenix Mercury over the Atlanta Dream.
Mercury money line. Okay. I'm here for it.
Give
Shout
me-
out Caitlin Clark. She lost her debut, but she had 20 points. 5 for 15. Not great, but 20 points.
Boy, they
Debut.
will-
Hey, she's on my fantasy team.
They were bullying her bad, bro. I watched part of it, man.
Yeah.
It was tossing her like a rag doll. I'm like, she gotta hit the weight room, bro.
Yeah, she got to get the body up. Yeah.
I'll go simple. We'll keep it at home. Definitely keep it at home. Let's go Duke over UNC. NC at college baseball.
Baseball. I love it. 2 baseballs and 1 WNBA pick. I like it. Tennessee, Duke, baseball, Mercury money line. Let's make some money. Random question. I got one real quick.
Let's see. I've had one in a while.
I got one. If you like it, cool. If not, we'll keep thinking. What's your
Um,
most? Oh yeah, go. You got it.
Yeah, well, no, I was. What was I about to say? Yeah, I got nothing. It's my fault.
What is your most random fun fact about yourself?
Ooh, okay. This orientation ass question.
It is orientation. Ed.
This is my answer, but I just grabbed. This is my 5th grade Little League glove.
That's pretty dope.
You
It
still
was
up
on
to get it?
the.
That's crazy. You can fit
Still
it.
got it. I
Still
still
got it.
got it, man.
Oh.
Fitz has got those Whopper Junior hands.
Well, I like the, it's like the old the old outfielders would have the small gloves. I
Yeah.
kind of like it.
Okay.
This thing, I use this for softball.
Yeah,
Kind of nasty.
I like it.
It's just hanging
Oh,
on
he
the,
said he's
on the
tough.
rack there.
Tough at softball. Shoot. Random fact about myself is that out there on the interwebs, on SoundCloud, there is a song with me and the homies made in the NC State dorm room. It's out there. It's not really that hard to find, but out there, it's a song with me and the homies.
We got it. We got a name.
This
might be our new outro song, Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what was the name? We actually gave it a name because we were rapping about random stuff. Oh, Welcome to College. That's what it's called. Welcome to College.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to college. This sounds like Greg with a third leg.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Third floor. All right.
Oh, actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Mudded on the second floor is crazy, so it wasn't that bad.
All right. I like it.
What's our random question? What is it? Just
What-
something rant.
Yeah. What's one of your most random fun facts?
Random fun facts.
When I was in high school, I was in line for the Mac Miller concert at the Orange Pill, and there was these guys running up and down with cameras, and this guy was like mouthing words, and he was walking down the sidewalk as we were waiting in line. Turns out the guy was just the opening act for Mac Miller, Jay Capri, and sure enough, me, Doug Mulford, I forgot, maybe Danny Mendez was in. We were in a music video for Jay Capri. Yeah. It was shot outside the Orange Pill. It was the most random shit I've ever
Jake,
seen. Jay Capri.
we got to see High School Hacky.
Yeah. I had the what is it?
Chin strap?
Sideburns. No, I didn't do the chin strap. I did the
Oh.
sideburns. I had the hide from the '70s show.
Nice. Oh, dang. You had the wait. That was the mutton chops.
Yeah, they weren't quite mutton chops, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
The job I had wouldn't let me connect it. Otherwise, I probably would have had the chin strap because
That's
that was big in
wild.
our
So
time.
they let you keep those, but wouldn't let you connect it.
Yep.
Huh.
Good old Ingles.
They're keeping up with the Appalachia field.
Yeah, right. All right, Fitz. Most random.
I don't know. I mean, like,
He's so
I
interesting.
guess, like, I don't have like anything crazy because, like, I don't want to cheat and say something about like, well, my grandma was blah blah
Oh,
blah.
that's
or
not you.
my-
That's not you.
yeah, it's not me. I feel like the most random thing, like, I think if I was at a bar and someone asked me, I'd probably be like, well, I have my master's in divinity. You know,
Yeah, there you go.
I was
There
a
you go.
I was a seminary student.
Yeah.
I've preached probably 16 sermons.
Real.
At this point, I get to preach the message this upcoming Sunday. It's Youth Sunday.
Ooh.
So I've got a story in my pocket. It's less pressure. It's not a sermon per se. We have the kids doing a skit, and then I have a brief message.
I like
Nice.
it. Hey, that'll work.
It'll be good.
That'll do it for episode 200. We appreciate you guys being on this 4-year journey with us, and who knows what the future holds? Maybe 100 more, 200 more, 400 more. Who knows? But we appreciate you guys being on the ride. We'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Don't gamble. Seriously, just don't gamble.
Throw that in.
Nah, just gamble responsibly. Put a budget. Okay.
Just
Oh my gosh,
gamble.
we would be the bad boys of Little League.
Me and
I'm
Devontae
telling
are
you
gonna find
now.
moped soccer
We
games
would
to
beat
bet
the
on.
tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it.
3 a.m.
Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Bet no
Has
doubt.
to be.
Pub more. I mean,
Has to be. Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This man,
graphics.
Rip,